So 17.3 completed now. Week 3 of the games, and I'd probably say that is as close to, you know, the last 2 weeks really have really, you know, highlighted where I know I always lacked, you know, from years of not really touching bodyweight work and spending a lot of time pumping and doing bodybuilder training and accessory training, as it was called then, and not really taking the consideration of gymnastics and stuff for a long time seriously. It's, you know, now coming back to haunt me, and it's something that I've repeated over the years and tried to get a little better and a little better at. I think, you know, today wasn't as bad as last week. You know, I knew last week that toaster bar was going to be a struggle, and I knew that you know, the muscle ups I was never going to be able to touch. So today at least, you know, chest to bar pull ups, you know, even though I was breaking down into single reps and struggling at times to get that chest to the bar for a couple of reps, you know, it's something that, you know, I still feel more comfortable with. Like the toaster bar, I could kind of do it, but it was really broken down and sort of ate into my time a lot. So obviously there again, it's that conditioning, it's the strength from there. You know, looking into my own programming for the next year, you know, gymnastics will have to become its own sort of entity. I think I have to really put that in as something to look into a lot more. Each session I come in, you know, and maybe every day, you know, I need to just be doing something that's going to help grind those motor patterns out, because, you know, I'm 35, you know, I'm no longer, you know, in my late teens, early 20s. It's not something that I'm going to pick up and do straight away. I'm also, you know, 95 kilos, so I'm not the lightest of athletes to sort of start throwing their body weight around and learning these skills and be able to smash them out. So it's always going to be something probably is going to be my weakness, but I certainly can improve to another level where I think I can get, you know, consecutive reps out of, you know, toaster bar and, you know, pull-ups at least, you know, in a sense. If I can get my pull-up game up, you know, then that's going to help me a lot. You know, even if I can get it up to sort of, you know, into the teens, you know, that's going to be perfect for me. You know, I don't really need to be able to bust out 20 reps, though. It would be great to be able to get onto a chin bar and smash that out. But maybe that's something as I go along, you know, I'll learn, and maybe I can do it. You know, you never say never in this game, and always, you know, you're trying to aim for the top level as high as you can. So that's what I'm going to aim for, 20 reps, and just see where I fall from there. But the snatch, I mean, you know, at 42 kilos, or is it 95 pounds, you know, it's not, you know, at the end of the day, that wasn't tough. I think my shoulders at the end were a bit burnt out from all the pull-ups with the snatches as well. So another thing to look into next year, or for the next year, is also putting in sort of, you know, hanging movements that are going to sort of test the shoulders along with that snatch. I think things like toaster bar and chest to bar pull-ups with snatches and stuff like that is going to help, you know, for that cycle for the shoulders. But again, you know, I was well within my, you know, I was well capable of doing that. I felt comfortable. Once I got to the snatch, I was quite happy. I was able to make up some time on there. You know, if it could have been, you know, something along those lines. I know, you know, at the end of the day, what they're testing for here is the fittest on earth. They want to get the top, you know, elite athletes to be put through. So the weights, I think, it was, you know, the jumps were quite tough, and the weights, you know, after sort of the first round were always going to be tough for the average Joe. But yeah, certainly, I think my performance on the snatches were pretty good. So I'm not too worried about that sort of end. You know, strength is always something that I work to or I can work on. So. But the actual movement isn't a problem, so I was pretty happy with that side of things. So 17.3, again, it was another one like last week where some of it I could do, some of it I couldn't, so it kind of annoyed me because I couldn't really get the flow of the workout, and thus I couldn't really get the stimulus that probably the workout is there intended for. I could have done scaled, I probably could have pushed all the way through, maybe even got the 24 minutes out, I don't know, but you know, 60 kilos I can do for a single, so it's not an issue there. Just the fatigue might have been a factor from there. I may next week, you know, hopefully next week, I might try the scaled version along with a couple of friends and just have a little blast out of it, because I think, you know, it does seem like a fun workout, so I don't want to miss out on that opportunity. But my promise to myself, you know, I contemplated yesterday, talking about sort of, should I go RX, should I go scaled? Because I you know, again, if I did all the scaled workouts, I think I could get through them. I could place quite high in the scaled league. But that's not what I want to do. I wanted to put myself into the RX. I wanted to, you know, really expose those weaknesses. Doing the scaled wasn't going to expose those weaknesses it was just going to play on my strengths, and that's not what I'm in this competition to do, or any competition I do. You know, you go in at the toughest level because you want to sort of learn from the best standards, and then you can build yourself up from there. You know, whatever that may be, as I say, whether it's CrossFit, whether it's weightlifting, powerlifting, you know, strongman, whatever it might be. You know, you want to always put yourself at the top. You don't want to, you know, do scale stuff if you know, maybe if you're doing it at high intensity, or you want to get that effect out of it, the high threshold, you know, sort of motor units being worked and really, you know, blowing out your ass, you know, maybe you'll go scale. But as I say, there's no point me doing that. I want to learn where my weakness is, but I will give the scale one a go because I think that's going to be fun. But yeah, so that's it. Hopefully 17.4 will be the weightlifting stroke conditioning one that I think I can do a bit better in. But you know, we shall see. I mean, you know, as I say, it's been quite an interesting one so far. Dave Castro's certainly, you know, playing with it. Hopefully, you know, if he's going to repeat any of the workouts, then hopefully it's going to be, you know, either the thruster to rows 15.5, or maybe, you know, last year 16.5, the burpees and thrusters as well. You know, that any of those is going to be something that's going to be something that I feel I can compete at least, and have a go at and put a decent score in. I'll put my scores in again. Hopefully, I'll still be in the top half of the leaderboard. That would be great. And you know, and then the Masters, you know, I'll fall where I fall. We'll see. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for listening if you have. Cheers.